Okay, so the lesson that we decided to redo was Jessie's lesson on solving right triangles in grade 9. So originally for her lesson, for the set, the students wrote a quiz individually, reviewing the Pythagorean theorem, which they learned the day before. And then they handed in their solutions, and then they took up the answers as a class. Now for our new lesson, instead of writing a quiz, we're going to review how to label a triangle and what the trig ratios are. So we're going to review SOHCAHTOA. And then we're going to review the Pythagorean theorem within the development of the whole lesson instead of just at the very beginning. And okay, so for the development of the original lesson, that's where they reviewed how to label a triangle and what the trig ratios were. So we kind of bumped that ahead. And then they went through one example of how to solve a right triangle given a side and an angle. Now we're going to go through examples of how to solve for the missing side of right triangles when we're given one side and one angle. So all we really changed for the development was instead of doing SOHCAHTOA within the development, for a new lesson we put it at the beginning. So we could have time to do more examples.
Okay, so before in the lesson, Jessie had pairs working together at their desks to solve right triangles. Now instead, the students are still going to form pairs, but they're going to go to stations around the room to solve triangles that have been made from classroom objects. So the stipulations for the activity are, stations will have triangles where students will use the Pythagorean theorem and trig ratios to solve. There will be one called the math challenge, where they will have to find the missing angle just to tie into the next day's activity. And the students will have 30 minutes to complete all 8 stations, and they shouldn't spend any more than 4 minutes on each station.
All right, so for our closure, before I had discussed that, like today we discussed the missing side of the right triangle using the trig ratios, and I reviewed the acronym that we learned, SOHCAHTOA. But now we're going to divide the class up, like the pairs that they went around and did the activity. We're going to give each one an odd and an even number. So we divided the class into teams. And so the teams are odds and evens. And then we're going to close with a game. So that's the difference. And also in the closure we said that because we made this math challenge triangle, that they're only to spend 10 minutes on it for homework. So then we go into our lesson. Oh yeah, you can.